Warning, this video contains content that some may find disturbing. The day has finally come, ladies and gentlemen. I've promised that I'd do this for several months, and finally, here we are. Welcome to the rise and fall of drybones6402. Now, before we get started, I need to address some issues. There are certainly some of you out there definitely wondering, why are you doing this? He's already been exposed as a groomer and cheater on Discord, and been banished from the PvZ community. Plus, it's a waste of time for you, a 20-year-old adult, to make a full-length documentary on a 16-year-old teen. Well, those are both valid points, but I have a response to them. While it's true he's been exiled from the PvZ Discord community, he continues to upload on YouTube and act like nothing's happened. Recently, Drybones reached 500 subscribers, meaning he has a sizable fan base. Those people probably have no clue of all the despicable things he's done behind the scenes, and tonight, I'm going to reveal them to everyone. As for the other issue, I believe no one is above the law. It doesn't matter if you're young, old, or middle-aged, you shouldn't be allowed to get away with doing bad actions. And that is why I'm making this video about the rise and fall of the groomer, manipulator, and cheater, drybones6402. There's not much that can be said about Drybones' early days on YouTube, which were 2016 and 2017. He was a 10-year-old kid with a squeaky voice, and all he did back then was upload random GDB2 videos from his PS4. And sometimes, he'd even stream his gameplay. Nothing really interesting there to go after him for, but we're just getting started. However, at some point in 2020, Drybones stopped playing on PlayStation and decided to try GDB2 out on PC. I'm not certain when exactly he started doing this, but he was caught cheating online in June of that year. When confronted with this, he gave a very strange reason and was subsequently banned from the FB Modding Discord server. The next time Drybones was seen was in late 2020, playing alongside a streamer called BabyLove1821, who had also migrated from PS4 GDB2 to PC. At this point in time, Drybones claimed to be a skid hunter, although his methods of doing so were very skid-like. I had a clan back then called ICG, and one of our members gave anti-skid mods to him, which was foolish, since he was untrustworthy. That, along with a few other things, caused several of our members to leave. The next day, I sadly announced I was disbanding the clan. A couple months later, Drybones slowly began to disassociate with BabyLove and started to integrate into the PvZ community on Discord. He got unbanned from the FB modding server at some point, and was quite active there. Some of the coolest cosmetic mods posted there were made by him. Soon enough, myself and the other admins actually decided to promote him to moderator. Now I'm going to be honest with you all. On the surface level, Drybones seems like a pretty nice guy and a chill friend. But, if you really get to know him, you'll find out that he can be very manipulative and is also a groomer. During the summer of 2021, another PvZ server called Zombopolis hosted a GDB2 2v2 tournament. I teamed up with Drybones, and we handily won our first few matches. However, in early August, he suddenly disappeared from Discord for a few days. This concerned me as our upcoming tournament matches were time sensitive, and of course, I wanted to make sure everything was okay with him. Finally, I saw him get online on Steam and asked him if he'd return to Discord. He replied saying, "Alleyjacks," and not to message him again. In light of that, I contacted Alleyjacks and asked if he had any idea what that meant. It turned out that Drybones had begged Alley for the editable GW1 Frosty profile, and Alley had refused to give it to him. Apparently he did eventually cave in and give the profile to Drybones, but I will get back to that later. When he did return to Discord, he met someone named Leafy the P, who quickly became his best friend. Drybones started talking to Alley in DMs about him, saying that he and Leafy had a lot of things in common, including the same fetishes. That is definitely whack and a serious red flag. In early September, Alley had stopped actively VCing with Drybones, and despite his constant begging to VC again, Alley still refused. He then said a bunch of negative things about Alley in a VC with a fellow named Lost Doge. It upset Doge so much that he blocked Alley and would not speak to him for a while. They didn't realize it at the time, but they had both fallen victim to Drybones' manipulation. Throughout the year, Drybones had been making thumbnails for my friend Sarah D60's videos until around November. Sarah started getting someone else named Honor Phoenix to do them, and when Drybones found out, he cried in a call with his friend Golden Ungie. Then, he falsely claimed he was being used as a tool. Also, sometime in 2021, he accused a fellow moderator of FB modding, Cosmic Chad, of disliking gay and transgender people. I don't know where he got that from, but Cosmic Chad has made it clear that he doesn't care if people are straight or LGBT. Moving on to 2022, Drybones would start doing some very disturbing things. In the first few months of the year, he sent a lot of sexually explicit messages and sometimes even porn in Doja's DMs. Of course, according to Drybones, these were just weird jokes that friends do, but Doge didn't see it that way. Eventually, he got tired of that and blocked him. Another person named Exotic Arrow was going through some very serious issues at this time, and he too received multiple perverted DMs from Drybones. When confronted about it later, he essentially admitted to grooming by saying that he just wanted to see Exotic smile. Since he was a moderator in FB modding, he was given access by Breakfast Brains 2 to a private server with the early versions of the Skid Be Gone mod. Although everyone who received the mod was instructed not to share it with anyone, Drybones shared it with his friend Golden Ungie. This was because he thought Ungie was also trustworthy enough to use it. Ironically enough, both Drybones and Ungie began to show signs of being skids themselves around this time. There was one time when someone was attacking Drybones with the GW1 Zombot drone, which is a weaker version of the GW2 one, and to avoid getting killed by it, he insta-respawned. When confronted about this, he said that it was indeed to not die to that since it's an invalid weapon. Well, if that's truly the case, why did he have the insta-respawn mod loaded up in the first place? There's no way he could have predicted someone in his lobby would be using that drone. Another time, Drybones was found using, and yep, I've seen his videos mocking me, aimbot. If you don't believe me, take a look at the following videos. Looks an awful lot like aimbot to me. As for Ungie, he has also been seen using insta-respawn mods, and if you take a look at this, he may have some wall hacks as well. When all of this information became public to the community last September, Drybones got banned from the vast majority of PvZ Discord servers, including FB modding once again. As retaliation for being exposed, he leaked both the Roundender mod and his copy of the anti-skid to the main skids, specifically Zapsus X. Although I am not fully sure about this, it is possible that he also gave them knowledge on how to apply client-sided buffs. 2 months later, he made a video on his channel showing off a mesh-imported scuba soldier in GW1 and sarcastically thanked Ali, showing that he did receive the GW1 profile. Not long after, despite his former friend Doge, he released an unfinished version of Doge's big mod Project Restart on YouTube. Thankfully, that video was mass reported and taken down shortly. So there you have it. That is the complete history of drybones6402. You've seen how he's manipulated people, sent disturbing messages to multiple individuals, and cheated many times in PvZ GDB2. If you happen to be one of his fans, now that you've seen the truth, do you still stand by him? Obviously I'm biased, but if I was in your position, I wouldn't continue to support him after witnessing all he's said and done. And Drybones, if you're watching this, I wish this didn't have to be done, but I'm afraid it did. You'll be known for the rest of your days online as a groomer and a cheater, and you backstabbed us harder than a TF2 spy. Farewell, and may we never meet again.